Good morning, Better Days. It's June 30th, and we're gonna do an end of June garden walkthrough. It's been a really wet summer so far, so everything's looking pretty good. We come out of the back of the house to the right. There's the wall of sunflowers. It needs some TLC. Everything needs some TLC this time of year. There's a few little strawberries that are still coming in, but they're pretty much done for the year. The strawberries, this is how they reproduce. It started right here, and it shoots out these runners and starts another plant, and shoots out these runners and starts more plants, and they just keep shooting. So hopefully this will all cover in right here. This little blueberry bush. He makes blueberries, but they're not the best. I've got strawberries in here, hoping these will spread. These over here, these are spreading well, coming across here. That's what I want. I want it all to fill in. Little baby sunflowers. This one made one giant one. This will end up being a huge sunflower. This one made 6 or 7 little ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little ones. I don't know, they're the same sunflower strain, but that's what it did. This is peaches and cream corn. Don't quote me on that. The video is back from the springtime when we planted this. I showed you what the package was. But I believe these are peaches and cream. They're doing fantastic. There's lots of... This is going to be a huge ear of corn sticking off of here. Lots of corn. These tomato plants, I'm still thinning these out. I'll still be pulling some of these out of here, but they are ferocious. Usually corn and tomatoes don't mix, but you're just not going to be able to stop them this year. Lots of corn, good grief. There's lots of corn. Last year, a squirrel that lives over in those trees ate most of this corn. So hopefully this year I'll figure out something to stop him. These tomato plants in here. I am going to have a huge harvest of tomatoes. This is one of the potato hills. This hill came all the way down to here. I already harvested and ate some potatoes and then moved a tomato plant here. And then I moved this tomato plant here, and this one here, and this one here. And then I moved all of these tomato plants from that corn over here. And then there's the morning glory. This will all fill in completely and be covered with morning glories. It's going to be awesome. All of these tomatoes are doing well. If you'll allow them to present themselves, you'll see these suckers right here. You cut these. I've been cutting them. You cut this one right here. And that encourages it to grow tomatoes and not leaves. This is loganberry bush. Good grief. Any of you Bob's Burgers fans, you know that Louis' nemesis, Logan, his name is loganberry bush. Here is a loganberry. They're really small, so it helps to grab a few. Before you pop them. Delicious. These garlic are doing okay. They're not the best, but they'll make little bulbs. Raspberries, recovering. Oh yeah, the plum tree. It fell 20 days ago. It's coming back. What I'll do is I'll cut all of these but one, and then I'll encourage that one to grow, and we'll try and grow us another plum tree. I moved these tomatoes from over in that corn. That's where they're all coming up on their own this year, is over in the corn. So that's where these tomatoes came from. This is the lettuce. I told you guys I was going to let it go to seed. I knocked down all the ones that weren't big crowns of seeds like this. The way that works is, there's your seeds right there. But instead of sitting here and picking each one of these and gathering all these seeds, I'll just cut this whole thing off and throw this in a bag. And the same with all of these once they go to seed. Once they all go to seed, like this one's pretty much all done, but even still it's got a few left that need to flower. We'll cut all that off and put them in a bag and let them dry out. And then when I want to grow an area like this, we'll just throw a whole bunch of this stuff down and till it into the ground, and that'll come up. It'll work great. Here's another little tomato. There was some garlic here that I harvested and ate. There's a few little more garlics. They got knocked down by the storm last night. Some potatoes. This bed needs to be weeded out, but everything needs to be weeded this time of year. Lots more potatoes. These potatoes are, the greens are already starting to yellow. A lot of that's because of the soil. It's not the best soil in the world, we know that. So these will need to be harvested soon, and that's okay. The potatoes will only be about this big, but you can still eat them. They're delicious. These potatoes are in a little better spot. You see how green, there's no yellowing. There's tomatoes back here. All of these came up on their own in this area, and I just left them here. Gonna let them come up on that fence. This is all Silver Queen corn. It's not as far along as the other stuff across the garden, but it's pretty, and it'll be good. These are the grapes of wrath. My goodness. The thing is, for one little vine that's 2 years old, it's got so many grapes. It's completely covered in grapes. I'm really proud of that. I'm really happy with the little grapevine. Here's more happy, healthy potatoes. These are getting bigger. There's a tomato that came up right here. All these tomatoes would have come up right here along this fence. This tomato I put here. There was more garlic here that I harvested. These are the best garlic in the yard. These are already bulbs that you could eat. They have nice flowers starting at the top. Look back at the corn, and it's pretty. Nice little garden. More garlics. These are doing well. This is one cilantro that was rogue. It was on its own. It was over here doing its own thing, so I'm letting it go to seed. Each one of these little flowers, each tiny little flower turns into a seed. So that this right here looks like this right here. So I'll let that go to seed and harvest those. couple little blueberry bushes. They never did anything this year. We'll have to move them. They don't like it right here. All right, here we go. This thing is unbelievable. I have picked a gallon of blueberries off of this thing. It is completely covered in blueberries still. They're 7 feet up in the air. Blueberries as big as milk duds. It's ridiculous. These strawberries, I moved these rocks out. They used to be right through here. But look how these strawberries are coming out here, moving their way out, filling this area in. I'm gonna fill all this in with strawberries. Here's another. 2 more blueberry bushes. I'm wondering what they do with this one. These are my blackberries. We were eating these 20 days ago in the last video, and those initial berries have all been picked and eaten. They're all gone. But it's starting over with even more. And this is where I told you these tall stakes grow up, and I cut them. Bam, I cut that right there. And then it shot out all of these berries and all of these berries. When you do that, you cut these right there, and it encourages it to grow out of the side instead of out of the top, and it grows lots of new berries. So this will be the second flush of blackberries we've had this year. So that's what the garden looks like now at the end of June. Lots of blueberries, lots of corn on the way. Golly, I can't get enough of these blueberries. They're unbelievable. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a better day.